Clash of Clans, Episode 8. Eight skate and donate. Clash of Clans for the fans in the stands. It's your pal Biggity Boneyard. I'm here with my robot Scott. Beep boop beep. That's pretty
Oil
robot.
can.
That's not a robot. That's a Tin Man.
Oh yeah. That's
Anyway,
Tin Man.
we're here back here at ClashClansPodcast.com. We're here for the listeners, and we got some big news for you guys out there.
Big
in Radio
news.
Land. Big
Exciting news.
Scotty, hit me with it.
All right. Coming up in a few weeks, we are going to be interviewing Supercell.
Supercell.
The dream interview.
Yeah, we got them, and they're coming here, chatting with us on ClashClansPodcast.com.
Yeah. So it's probably going to be episode 10, which is a big inaugural episode. 10 episodes.
Yeah, I think so.
So what we want from you guys in the meantime is to ask your questions. I'm going to put up on the blog a post, and you can comment and ask the questions that you'd want us to ask Supercell.
Yeah, ask it for those that don't know, that's a weblog. Ask your questions there. We'll figure it out.
Right.
And
where else, Boneyard?
On the interwebs. And also, you can call us at 424-27-CLASH.
That's 424-27-CLASH.
Call now. Leave a message on the voicemail, and we'll put it on the podcast, man.
Yeah, it's awesome. We got a couple calls this week that we're going to talk about. Also, you can send your comments to comments@clashclanspodcast.com.
Always.
So we've got about a week and a half till we record the episode. So you got a little bit of time, but get your comments in so that we can give them up ahead of time.
Yeah, comments. What new characters? Not just questions, but comments too. If you can think of a new character, think of the best character that we could get a new soldier out there.
Yeah, and anything that you've wondered about the company, about the process, about how they make decisions, anything like that. So be creative, think through some things, and then leave us a question.
I'm pushing for a Crocodile Dundee character. Dark Barracks, rides a crocodile. Yeah. And he somehow he can ranged and he can shoot into the air. Like he's a badass dude. Like that would be cool.
Well, maybe he throws cans.
Like a Dark Elixir King. Ooh. There's gonna have to be something like that, right? I guess that is the king and queen. Like a Dark Elixir warrior, like the head guy. But
right.
something new. Like
maybe he throws cans.
That's out of the way, Dobie. Yeah.
And again, Crocodile Dundee.
Oh yeah, he would have just a huge knife that he whips out.
Yeah,
that would be great.
The crocodile rider
rides around in a Joey kangaroo.
Oh yeah, that would work.
Yeah.
It never fails that Paul Hogan always comes up on this podcast.
You could jump over walls.
Paul Hogan, if you're out there, please leave us a voicemail 424-27-CLASH.
Yeah, please.
Talk
about dream interview.
Dream. Even a voicemail. That would just be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Little shout out to Boneyard from Paul Hogan.
Oh man,
that would be great. All right, so let's get into this. First off, I want to shout out. We just got this comment in.
Oh, here's a comment from these names. Alagnak. That's how I'm going with it. Alagnak writes, "Hey guys, just wanted to throw you some kudos for the podcast. Has been a great way to pass the time on my 2-hour commutes. As a displaced Minnesotan, the accents and humor remind me of being back at the cabin. Great job, keep it up. I do think you need to post some pics of the WBSMT studios. Beer can supported eggshells and all. Thanks again, and suck it, nerds."
We don't have accents, do we?
Yeah, of course we do.
You betcha.
What are you talking about?
Well, we are Minnesota nice, right?
B is for bars and jars are for dope.
Yeah. We're
B is for bars.
Well, we like to sit around eating our hot dish up here.
You know what we're having for dinner? Hot dish and bars. And maybe some soda.
Pop.
And pop.
It's pop.
Yeah, it's pop up here, I guess. I don't call it pop.
Yeah,
I gave up on that a long time ago.
Dork.
This sounded stupid. Hey, can I have a pop?
Hey, I like it.
Hey, give me a soda.
All right. So
thanks, Alagnak, for the comments.
Yes, thanks.
Yeah, you suck it, nerd.
It was funny. I was laughing. As soon as I read it, I was just like, that's hilarious. So we have had some comments from our last podcast about clans.
Oh yeah, we were talking about clans and stuff.
Yeah, about our clan, how it worked. And so we got a couple comments from the website, and so we just kind of wanted to answer those questions. And so Sir Titus is back on the discussion board, and he talks in there about a couple really bad clan experiences. You know, the leader got his phone taken away, and so there was no leadership for days.
You can't demote people or kick people out. Everybody was an elder, and so, total anarchy.
So, you know, and...
which I find weird. And, of course, we really lucked out. We really lucked out having a clan of people that we know, sort of, or at least the core group knows each other, and we're all, we have a reason to stick together in Minnesota.
Yeah. So, yeah, we really lucked out, and I think people hearing about our clan and kind of how our clan works, really responded to it. And so hearing about Titus's situation, so Titus also wanted me to give a shout-out to Herp Derp and Gamecocks and Pac-Man.
The names in this game is so funny.
So I guess they've been with him from the beginning. So, there's 4 people right there that are sticking together. And so he just kind of wanted some advice on clans because he's had bad experiences in creating a good clan. And, we talked to, I guess we realized that we're lucky with...
Yeah, we really did get lucky. We've been in one clan this whole time.
Yeah, well, 2 with me and you. That wasn't...
You
really,
and I stuck together the whole time.
Yeah. So, and so we have... so we asked our clan leader, Ryan, who is an awesome leader, about his success in creating a clan, and he wrote into the blog, and here is what he had to say.
It's kind of long. Stick with me here.
Newscaster.
Yes. Newscaster voice. Ready? Ryan wrote, "What's up, guys? It's Ryan from Minnesota Nice. We chit-chatted a bit in the clan chat, but that keyboard sucks so bad, I was keeping it short. Anyway, a little bit about our clan. I started it up in October of last year. It was during the Halloween update, I remember. A few buddies from Famous Dave's in Duluth were playing, so I took it up quickly as I was new to iPhone and was looking for any good games. I played for only a few days before joining a few clans, but each one seemed to be a ton of people who were all random and no connection to each other, so myself and a few guys from work decided to start our own clan. Clanned it up for a while and got our other friends interested. They got their friends interested. Pretty much it exploded from there. We had a few rough patches where we took on too many unknowns and we had to purge a group of douchey high schoolers.
And let me pause here and say, we talked about the purge last week.
Yeah,
there's nothing against high schoolers or young people.
There's just something against douches, and that's that's like we said. Our rule is don't be a dick, and these guys were dicks.
They were douchey, but they happened to be high schoolers. Okay, that being said,
but I think you two were there for that. I think the best way to get a good clan going is really start it up with a base of people you know. I agree. I know I still play bias sometimes when donating. If someone who has been in the clan forever requests for troops, I generally never hesitate. But if someone new requests, I'm just about to attack, I'm not quite as quick to hand troops out. I'm the same way.
Yeah.
Not so much new or old. If somebody needs something and I'm a shield, I'm boom, boom, boom. I'm giving people everything they can.
Right.
If I'm about to attack, I'll wait until I come back, because when I come back, I'll have a handful of troops.
Right.
And if they're still there in the minute, boom, 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 everybody gets filled up. Where was I? Beep, boop, beep. I'm not quite as quick to hand out. Starting out with people you know gives you a democratic base, which people can obviously work their way into, but that keeps it running smoothly. Also, I think our clan is awesome about donating, which we are.
Yep.
And great about requesting, too. Everybody does. It sounds like a bad thing to request a lot, but it offers a lot of opportunities for your clan members to get experience and work towards that achievement.
Yeah, getting those experience points and then getting those gems.
And helping people out,
Yeah.
You just figure it as you're going to get.
Yeah, I never
stuff
thought
from
about it
everybody
that
else,
way before, but yeah.
Also, the democratic aspect is to ask around before booting anyone. Sometimes it takes an assertive one to take control, Hansel in the Purge, but that was obviously pretty much mutual throughout the clan. Anyways, I hope I helped. I think you all have my email address for now, so feel free to ask any other questions. No problem, Ryan. We appreciate you writing in. And I agree.
Yeah, I think he explains it really well, because it is a pretty democratic process. If there are people that have been in there for a while, I know I've promoted people to elder in the past, and it's because, they've been there a long time. You can, you can
Yeah.
see that, and then I'll say, hey, Brian, I hope that's all right.
Once they're vetted and let them
Yeah.
stay, and they're playing and they're working and they're going to be around, so they're going to donate.
And before somebody gets booted, usually people go, hey, anybody know what's happening with this person or with that person?
And the only reason we're bringing people in is because they're people that we know, like somebody in the group knows. So we're kicking out strangers if
they're not performing, if
Yeah.
they're inactive and they're not
stuff
there.
that. There's a question for Supercell. Let us upgrade our clans. Well, that's a whole nother thing. Clan mail. Having an embassy for your clan, like building, we got the clan. Anyway, that's off the topic a little bit.
Okay, so I think that's great advice, and I think thinking about what Ryan said, I would say to Titus, I'd say, you've got Herp Derp, Pac-Man, and Gamecocks.
Pac-Man's pretty good. Herp Derp, come on, man. You must love turtles, right? He's a herpetologist. Yeah, turtles.
Okay.
So the advice to
So you've got Herp Derp, Pac-Man, and Gamecocks, and so I would start there. You've got a base. You know
Right.
what you like in a clan, and build people in. Don't give people elder that.
are new,
That are
basically
brand new.
yeah. Make them stick around.
People are going to come, people are going to go, but the longer people stay around, be that clan that you want to be, that things that you didn't like to see.
Where are you from? Go on the Globe chat, and instead of saying, somebody join my clan, will anybody join my clan? I'll give you minions. Just say, is anybody here from blankety Stan? And if so, like, hey, so am I. Want to be in my clan? We have something in common. Or just something in common. Does anybody like soccer?
Or like what Ryan said, find your friends around you, or encourage your friends to do that, and then just stick with it, because there's been a bunch of failed clans, and I would just hang in there and work and build slowly, because people have came and went since we've been in there, but
a few.
but it's people that are constantly staying longer, and we have less and less members that really leave, and it was actually surprising when I saw somebody had left, and it's like, oh, that's weird. But anyway, so that's kind of the advice we would have for you on that.
Stick with your pals.
Yeah,
and make more. Don't just go for any old.
If I was going to start a clan, that's how I would do it. I'd try to find people that I know. Me and Boneyard hung out in our own castle for a while, and then slowly try to bring other people in. And I don't think necessarily numbers is the key aspect. It's really about having the best clan that donates, that participates, that you have fun with. Yeah. Because that completely changed the game.
Yeah, that really did change the game, because you'd sit and just look at your screen and chit chat with your friends while you're waiting for your guys to build up, or you gotta wait 2 minutes. Well, I'll just talk to these nerds, all right, and got something to do, joking around. One of my favorite things, and I think this Scotty can agree, is getting on in the morning and reading all the clan chat from the night before.
Especially on a weekend.
Because that shit is funny. Hansel was going off the other day out.
It was awesome.
Nuts.
Next, we're going to get into the questions that we got from the voicemail. And so here's the first one.
Hey, it's Brother Spades. I'm just wondering if your screen's ever gone out in like an earthquake, or kind of looks like an earthquake, and it just glitches out and checks full screen. All right, thanks.
Me and Boneyard were a little on the fence with this.
Oh, well, my guess, and it's just an assumption, this has happened to me, and actually I posted it, or I put it to the clan a long time ago.
All right, Brother Spades, thanks. Big shout out. Thanks for calling in. And you have another question coming up soon, so we'll get to that. But me and Boneyard were a little on the fence with this.
Oh, well, my guess, and it's just an assumption, this has happened to me, and actually I posted it, or I put it to the clan a long time ago. I think it's somebody is trying to revenge you. Because it happened to me when I was, I had been playing for like 2 hours, and I had been attacking a bunch of nerds and bashing all kinds of people. And then I was like,
bashing nerds.
I was just looking at the screen. I wasn't even going into an attack. I was just looking at it, and it kind of went wiggy wacky, all pixelated.
The clouds kind of come over.
Kind of came in, but then didn't make it. And I was like, what happened? And then it happened a few times. And what I can think of is that somebody tried to, attack me, but that guy's online, so that the game wouldn't let it.
And see,
get attacked.
And I disagree, because I think it would happen more often if that was the case. And so we went online, tried to find the answer, couldn't find the answer. But my guess is that it is the server syncing up with your game that, to keep things in line.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty good one, because sometimes I'll be playing it, or I'll be, and it'll be like, well,
because it seems to happen.
You need to reset it, and it actually has to reload the Supercell screen.
Yeah,
like rarely, but sometimes the game is out of sync. And
I've looked before, and maybe this is what you want to check out: is are there new obstacles when that happens? Is there a bush or a because at certain times it's got to refresh, right? And you're playing on the thing, and you're playing on an iPhone 3.
And I guess, it happened to me, and when I posted it to the clan, somebody else said that, and I asked him, have you been playing? He was like, yeah, I've been playing for a couple hours. And so, that might be like it needed to refresh itself, because I've been playing forever.
And online, you're on an iPhone 3, I'm on an iPad 2. Online, it sounded like it happens on every device. So I don't think it's a device. It is scary, though, and even in looking at the things, it's like, oh, God, if it happens in the middle of a battle.
If it happens, playing on a phone, those phone calls when they come through and you're right in the middle of a battle, what a bitch that is. I tell you what, I'm playing and I'm like, oh, I'm going to smoke this fool. Come on, minions, swarm. What? Who is this?
Yeah, maybe that should be an option.
Scotty, why are you calling me right now? Just text it to me. I'm online. God damn.
I could just imagine you'd be like, oh, this is the biggest haul ever. I'm
Look
about
at
to
this.
get.
I dropped 5 barbarians of my barbarian swarm, and then Scotty.
Damn it. But of course, the nice thing about playing on an iPad is that you don't ever have to worry about a call coming in.
That's the nice thing. Yeah. And the screen's the size of a piece of paper. I'm playing on a postage stamp over here.
Yeah.
Nothing makes my game smaller is when I see him on the other side of this table. Whoa, look at all this stuff.
Yeah. It's so pretty.
I can see his better than I can see mine, and I got mine in front of my face.
That's what she said. Or he said.
That's what he said to her? I don't know how that works.
Yeah.
Workshop that one.
It's an awkward situation.
That one, yeah. Anyway.
So that's, I guess, the best answer we have.
Server. I'm going with that, actually.
Yeah. I'm thinking it needs to sync up.
Yeah.
And so.
But maybe somebody's trying to attack you, and that nerd can't get through because you're online.
Yeah. Pay attention to when it happens. See if there's any obstacles afterwards. And if anybody out there knows the answer to the question, why don't you send it in to post it on the episode, comment on the episode, and let us know.
Okay. Call us. 424-27-CLASH.
It's nice having a phone number, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Feels legitimate.
Yeah. All right, let's listen to another phone call.
Let's get to Brother Spade's second phone call here.
Yeah, hey, it's Brother Spades. I'm just wondering if this would be a good topic. There's kind of like a depression going around, a great class depression, whatever. Because with gold, when I first joined, gold was scarce. Now elixir scarce, so it seems the depression has moved towards elixir and dark elixir, etc. I'm just wondering if you guys have any viewpoint on that. All right, thanks.
Well, thanks again, Brother Spades. I think we do have a little bit of insight on it, and
Scott thinks he does, but yeah.
Yeah. This is me going off the cuff and making another wild theory.
Okay.
It always happens after an upgrade. Right?
New stuff, and
As soon as the 2 updates ago, when we started the podcast, Dark Elixir was introduced into the game. And right after that, Elixir was scarce.
Because everybody wanted to build their storage units and start upgrading that stuff.
And get that Barb King and all of that. And so Elixir was really hard to get for a while. That is pretty typical, and I've seen this since this last update. Just now it's been about 3 weeks since the last update.
Been that long already?
Yeah. And so I've it's been about 3 weeks. I've had a lot of problem getting Elixir, and I'm guessing that it's because people are wanting to build their dark barracks, upgrade their dark barracks because it's
it's a new thing.
and it's expensive to build your barracks and then upgrade it to the second and then to the third level to get the Valkyrie.
And then because you want to do the barracks, people are upgrading their pumps and their storages. You know, they're really they want all this dark barracks stuff and this dark elixir things.
And all the pumps, you know, they're really expensive to upgrade. And we're going to get into talking a little bit about what we've been up to, and I've got my new theories and stuff. But we just want to remind you, I've got lots of theories today, you know, just hanging around.
It's got Mel Gibson conspiracy theories over here.
Yep. Mel Gibson. Oh yeah, the movie. Yeah. Okay. So
wasn't that great?
Let's just. It
had a whole thing about silent helicopters. That's so dumb. I mean, how in the world could there be a silent helicopter? It's got to move air. I mean, I was so mad. There's a helicopter like right above Times Square, and nobody could see it. It was a black.
I love talking about movies that probably nobody else has seen that listens to this podcast. Bonnier just starts rambling.
Yeah.
You know, but here's the problem I had with that one.
Yeah. Well, okay. Anyway.
Okay. So let's remind people, because we talked about it in the early episodes about how much elixir or how much loot or resources you can actually take from somebody and where where it is. So
the numbers.
Okay.
Hit me.
You can take 25% of the gold or elixir in the storage up to 198,000.
Okay.
Of each.
Okay.
You could take 50% of whatever's in the pumps and mines.
Okay, half. So the pumps and mines, you can take half of whatever's in there.
Yeah. Plus, so if people are really stocked up and they've got full pumps and mines, you can take, you know, well over 198K. So if you walk into a camp about to raid, you see that you're sitting at 250,000.
It's in the pumps and mines. That's where
a lot of it's in the pumps and mines.
And you can always look at those storage units, and if they look empty, it's all in the pumps and mines. You know what I mean? That's a good way to calculate what you're going to do.
Right. And then when it comes to dark elixir, and this varies because of town hall levels. You know, if it's 2 below you or 2 above you. If it's 2 below you or less, you take less loot. You take a penalty. If it's 2 above you or more,
that's a better
you
percentage.
get a bonus.
But this is
so
fighting people around you.
This is just the recap.
Yeah.
You can take 5% of whatever's in the dark elixir storage, but you can take 75% of whatever's in the dark elixir pump.
The drill. That drill usually it doesn't have much in it, you know.
Right, because. And
5% isn't a lot, but the guy's got $10,000. You can get 500. You know, and that seems to be a pretty good haul. Anything
over 500?
It's great.
Fantastic.
You know, that's what I really look for. Is if I see 300, I go for it. Like that's worth taking a little loss in gold and elixir just to pull that in.
Yeah.
And use it for my minion swarm.
So, and I guess getting back to the question then, knowing that and then knowing how much you can take and people are spending it now since the upgrade, I would guess that the gold shortage is because anybody Town Hall level 7 or above just got 25 extra walls.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
And so if you're at Town Hall 7 and above, you're going to be looking for more gold because all of a sudden you've got 25 extra walls without upgrading your town hall.
Wasn't that a little treat for everybody out there in listener land? Yeah.
I mean, because I'm sitting with low level walls because I've been working on other things.
Out of 25 of them, I think I have 14 left that are still gold, not purple yet.
Oh yeah, I don't have any that are purple.
I had like $1 million when that happened. I'm like, well, I'm spending this, and I just did them all until they were as high as they could be, and then I finished them all gold, and now I've been plugging in purple ones.
Yeah, and so that just happened in the last week. So I'm guessing.
And everybody got an extra dark barracks, so now we have 6 barracks.
Right, which is
awesome.
Which will lead into my theories later.
Well, let me talk to you about that too. That's been a big help for me.
Okay, because you're
swarm issues. Yeah.
So I would say all of these games, and I know from experience and past nerdism that there are past and current nerdism that there's economies within this game, and you can see it with what comes out in the updates. You know, when things are elixir heavy, you're going to see a lot decrease elixir. I'm guessing that's where the gold is because people want it to upgrade their walls so they can redo their camps. They'll be farming, dropping trophies. That's my theory.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll kind of continue on this.
Let's talk more about your theories, and I'm doing air quotes here because that's theoretical theories.
Okay. Well, do you want to go first and talk about what it is
I'll
you've
go
been doing?
first. Okay.
What you've been
I've
doing?
been playing and touching my game and moving things around. It's really cute. Right now I finally got my last two. I got it. What's that?
That's what he said again.
I've been touching things that are really cute. I finally got enough gold to. I actually have two of my three mortars upgrading to level 6, one down from max, which is awesome because they're going to be some badass stuff. And I have my pump upgrading to level 3, or my dark elixir drill upgrading to level 3 because I need to be making that Skrilla. And that's it. I've got 2 sleepy builders right now, and I've been pretty broke. I've been trying to get up there. Now, let me tell you something. I haven't been playing a lot. I've been letting my shields run out. And all of a sudden, I find myself from having no gold to, hey, now I have 1,000,000 gold. Like, I only need to fight a few times. You know why? I got my pumps and my mines all the way to 11.
Yeah, it
is huge. Everybody do that first.
Yeah. So,
I mean, that's huge. Always have at least one pump or mine going all the way,
And I think that was, some of the advice you gave last week on the podcast.
We talk about that all the time, and that really is a big thing in this game.
And so you talked about sleepy builders.
Meh.
I'm all right with it now. I've come to peace with it because things are getting really expensive.
I can't play for 8 hours at a time to keep them all busy. It's just
right.
It's sometimes. One time I had 4 sleepy builders, and I went beep boop, and now it's down to 2 like immediately.
Yeah,
because I was doing my elixir and my gold were going up at the same rate.
I've had to come to peace in terms with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got to.
So what else have you been up to?
New dark barracks, new swarm techniques. Now I have 2 barracks making archers, 2 barracks making barbs, 2 barracks making minions.
All right.
And those minions, I tell you, are fantastic.
Okay.
And you send them in, and you send all that swarm in, and then the barbs and the archers.
I just think you like that there's little blue guys flying around,
and they spread out nicely, and they just wash across the board, and they move so that they don't have to hit the walls, so they just move right across there.
And did I read on the clan chat that you got your minion upgrade?
It's happening now, actually. I have 3 days and 22 hours left. So
okay, so Minion 2.
Yeah, Minion 2, and we'll see how much better those are. I bet you this.
Do you have the Valkyrie yet?
No.
Okay, so you don't have the Valkyrie.
No,
I don't have the Valkyrie.
Yeah,
either.
and I thought that'll probably be the next thing that I do with my elixir once I get it up to, I don't know, 3 million or whatever I need, or 4 million or whatever it is.
It's expensive.
3 million to get it to the Valkyries for 7 days.
And especially when elixir's hard to come by, it's...
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's why, because everybody's upgrading that stuff.
Yeah.
But the Barb Archer minion swarm worked great. One of the things that is a big problem with the minion swarm is those floating balloons. You run into one of those, and it'll wipe out damn near all of your minion swarm because they do stay together.
They have splash damage then, probably.
They go up and they go over there and they blow up a lot of those guys. And the level 1 guys it's one hit and they're dead.
Yeah.
I don't think maybe the level 2 guys can survive that, maybe. But a little trick somebody posted on the clan chat: send in a couple minions, on each side of the guy, draw out those balloons, then send in the swarm. Perfect. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Use your archers and your barbs to get towards where you think those balloons are. If you see empty squares in the guys near the inside, you send in the little.
Do you send in your minions like right away, or do you send them in last?
No, I soften up a side with the archers.
Okay.
And now instead of just going just for the wizard towers, mortars, I also go for the air defense.
Yeah.
And usually they got them together.
So there's a good idea there.
Yeah,
Keep upgrading your air defense. If you're at a lower level and you haven't got the Dark Elixir troops, I know it's a boring upgrade, but keep upgrading your air defenses. It's going to be more and more important.
Yeah. And and your wizard towers too, because that's splash damage and they can hit people in the air.
Yeah. Anything that can.
So you got to soften up one of the walls with, one of the sides with your archers. Get your barbs going at that wall. Send the minions over the wall, and then kind of they sweep through. Your barbs will go around the outside.
All right.
And a lot of times I'll soften up a side with the archers, drop all my minions, and then go to the other side and
How many minions do you take in?
Well, right now I have. So I soften up a wall with the archers, drop all my minions, go to the other side of the whole thing, and then drop the rest of everybody. Another archer and then a whole barb swarm. Right now my camp is full. I have 70 archers, level 5, 14 level 5 barbs, 55 minions, And that's a lot because they spread out and they just
55 minions.
55, and then one Mr. T. I just had him going. I just had him going while I was waiting for stuff.
Hog rider.
He's a hog rider.
So, I
pity this hog. I got 50 pounds of gold on me. That's a lot on a hog's back.
Yeah,
I got a big hammer. I pity the fool.
I can't help but just think of you as like the new Minion King. It's like
flying around on my shoulders and
I
stuff.
just think you like it because they're called minions, and it's like,
Yeah.
come on, my minions.
You are my minions.
Your attack. Well,
Murdoch, you crazy fool. I ain't getting in no plane. You know what's crazy is I saw an episode of the A-Team, and I had to get to like South America, and Mr. T wasn't getting out on no plane. Murdoch drugs them, right? They put him on the plane, and then they get to South America, and the next scene is Mr. T riding on a donkey, asleep. Now, and then he wakes up. What happened? Why am I in South America? Would you put me on a plane, fool? The thing is, that plane ride was probably like 19 hours long. Who changed his diaper? Like, who? He was asleep for 20 hours. You know he shit his pants. Like, he woke up on a donkey and he didn't have to go take a shit. That's weird, man. That is, it's just iffy.
Okay. Well, he probably doesn't do that on his hog. So,
well, you never know.
So here we are again. Pop culture references that probably half the people, including myself, don't really.
I pity the fool who has to change my depends.
Okay, so I'm gonna talk about what I.
Murdoch, why am I asking, crazy fool?
God, damn you,
Hannibal! Did you know about this? Anyway, back to you, Scotty.
All right. Okay, so this is what I've been up to. Okay, so God. Oh, I pity the fool that's listening on their 2-hour commute right about now. Oh God, Boneyard. It's even painful in the studio sometimes. Okay, stop.
All right.
All right.
Let's go back to this game that we're talking about.
Yeah.
Clash of Clans.
I'm going to talk a little bit about my new theory. We just had that upgrade, and then all of a sudden the new barracks came.
Yeah, out of nowhere. Oh, new walls and barracks.
New
What's
walls
that
and
all about? Huh.
Yeah. So I started thinking, okay, and I went up to my.
There's your problem.
It's a good problem to have, I guess, with the rocks rattling around in my brain. So I started thinking about it, and I went and looked at the dark barracks, and I look in there, and there's 7 empty spots left, right?
Yeah.
So, and I just upgraded my town hall to level 9 because I wanted the other dark elixir pump. So that's what I did.
True.
I did it right away. I upgraded it to level 3, just like the other one. Okay, so I'm looking at the dark barrack troops. I'm going, man, there's a lot of dark troops that are going to be coming.
When you're at a level 9 town hall, is level 3 as high as you can get?
No.
Oh.
No, that's why I went up. Because
Okay.
level 3 is...
Highest you can get, the highest mine can get, because I'm only at level 8 and I can only have the 1.
It looks like to me that it's about half. Level 3, I bet...
You know what? Let me just solve this whole question. I'll go to the top player and look at one of these jerks.
We would go onto the wiki right now and look, but we can't.
We cannot stop the podcast because it will break.
Right. So I'm looking at it, and so I'm going, okay, you're talking about Minion Swarm. I asked you about, how your Dark Elixir's been affected. I see these Dark Elixir troops. You were telling me about the minions and about how cool they are because they don't have to stop for walls. Also, I thought about, hey, the Hog Rider doesn't have to stop for walls either. I thought, you know what? I think it's going to be a new Dark Elixir economy. Okay.
Or maybe a new Dark Elixir wall.
Well,
Something to stop the troops, like a flame that shoots up.
but here's the thing about it. And if you think about it, you start to get to these higher level players, right?
Yeah.
And you look at their walls and you're like, there's no freaking way I can go into that camp. They've got this, they've got this, they've got this. And so it's like, how do you level that playing field so that way people don't have to farm all the time, right? To go down. And so I'm thinking, okay, we've got 7 more dark barrack troops coming. We've got another spell coming.
Mm-hmm.
And so I look back at the version history of the game, and I see that about every 6 weeks, a new update gets released. About there, it varies.
Yeah, 6 weeks, 2 months.
Yeah. So what I thought is, what I'm going to be doing from I did this all last week for the last week and a half, and I'm continuing to do it, is I'm totally going for elixir. I'm taking as much elixir as I can, and I'm upgrading my dark elixir pumps.
Mm-hmm. So storage and all that stuff.
Well, yeah, I don't need the storage yet. I did get enough, so I started my level 2 minions. I'm on to my level. I've got 2 dark elixir pumps at level 3. One is on its way to level 4, and I'm going to keep pumping my elixir into them despite everything else. I know I can upgrade my army camps. I know I can upgrade my research stuff. But I am going for all-out, full-force elixir pumps.
Well, here's the thing. I just checked it out. Level 6 is max for the drills.
Yeah. So I'm halfway there. So imagine. So right now I'm running at half on both is about 2,700 a day if you collect every 8 hours.
That's
total.
a lot.
Yeah. That's a lot. That's a lot.
And even if you're using minions all the time, which I'm still gaining elixir or dark elixir from the drill and from occasional raids, and constantly. I mean, I only donate archers and barbs for the most part, and so sometimes if like 10 hours of shield runs out, I have 100 minion swarm. Because I donated all my things, because they're still being made, but the other guys are going down.
Yeah. So
and that is awesome, by the way. That is fun. It takes forever to do, and it costs a lot of dark elixir, but you can. And I just started dumping them, and I was just moving my thumb around and around their world, and they were just coming in.
The Minion King.
And I realized that I wasted like half of them because there was probably 40 of them alive when I was done.
And people listening out there, Boneyard's wearing a blue shirt today, so thinking about him as the Minion King is really kind of easy to do.
I got purple gloves on it. I'm holding with my fingers down there, dripping stuff.
Spitting all over the place. So So I am adamant that it is about to become a dark elixir economy, because we're going to have all these 2 new barracks with all these new troops that are going to be able to go into high level camps. That as long as you're upgrading, and now the upgrades take forever. So upgrade those. I'm doing what I didn't do with the regular pumps and the regular mines, and that is put everything into those pumps and mines before anything, or put everything into that dark elixir pump that I can, even though it's crazy.
Let's try to remember to call it a drill.
I always call it a pump, but put everything into that dark elixir drill, even though it's crazy expensive, because that is going to enable me to upgrade Barb King, get the Archer Queen finally. I'm on a level 5 Barb King, and I love the Barb King now because he's always nice to have around when you need him. Mm-hmm.
And level 5, he's pretty strong, I bet.
Yeah, he's doing good, but imagine when he's 30, And so if I can get my dark elixir pumps just going hardcore and just spend all that time, and it's only I think 5 days to upgrade to level 4, so the pumps don't take a ton of time.
That's expensive.
But I'm doing everything I didn't do that I should have done
the first time.
So instead of going for the army camps, instead of going for I don't need the research facility right now, so I'm upgrading my minions. I'm not gonna. I'll upgrade the research facility when I get to it, but first priority is the drill. That's my priority.
And maxed out the drill at level 6. Its production rate is 100 per hour, and capacity is 1,600. So you can let it run for 16 hours. So
you'd be making 40 with 2 drills maxed out. You'd be making 4,800 a day.
Yeah, that's
just collecting.
That's
and if you can only take 5% of that in a raid, that's 2 raids a day or however many. Plus what you're taking because you're gonna have stronger troops. So I think
you'd be able to get 10 grand in a couple days just by waiting.
Right. So that's why I went to level 9. I did regret it. I am regretting it only because I know I'm getting less in raids, with the elixir and everything. But I know that by having those pumps and putting all that stuff in, I'm going to be a much stronger player down the road.
Well, when it comes to the whatever's next, you'll be on top. You'll be on top of everything.
Right. And so, that's my dark elixir economy theory. So here's what I would say to people out there, and to brothers Spades and the shortage. If the version history says that it's about every 6 weeks, I would make sure, if you can, and because you can only get taken. So if you've got 4 million elixir sitting in your storage, and you leave, you're only going to get taken for 198K of that. That's that's a fraction. I would say upgrade your storages on your elixir, pump everything into or upgrade everything elixir as you're going up, and just save the elixir as much as you can. And I don't know when the next update is coming out. We have no inside knowledge of that. But if you know that it's about 6 weeks or maybe a little bit longer, I would start saving up as much as you can. They started previewing, on the Facebook page, the troops. And so that week before, I ended up having some sleepy builders waiting for the upgrade to hit.
True. Yeah,
and just saving up.
Yeah.
So that would be an answer to the thing. But going back, there was times that I had a bunch of elixir. I would just max out everything you could that's elixir at least, because then when you start to use dark elixir troops down the road, you're going to be cashing in more on the elixir.
Sure.
Because you're not going to be using so much to train troops.
Yeah, you're going to be training dark elixir troops.
Yeah. That elixir is going to come easier, and you're not going to spend as much.
That's part of my I can with my 6 barracks. And now that the 2 of them are dark elixir, it actually drops my price of making a full army. And I can make an army in like 10.5 minutes.
Yeah, so the
from
time
0 to 200 with 2 extra barracks, because minions are only 45 seconds, I can make a full army in 10 minutes.
Right.
Which is nothing. Which is short enough time to leave your thing on and watch TV, watch a half-hour TV. You're gonna have 3 wars with 200 troops,
And that's always been like something that's, big, I think, is not having to wait so long between battles, especially if you have the higher end troops like the dragons and stuff. Here's the answer to it. It means we can make faster armies, more specialized, because I don't like to really use the wizards, and I don't really like to use the balloons, and I don't really like to use the other things. They take too long, they cost too much. And so here's the answer, and that's where I think it's going. Dark elixir economy. Save up your elixir, upgrade your dark elixir pumps when you get them. And if you are working up to if you get to level 7 town hall, you can get the storage. Keep upgrading that damn storage, because you're going to need it. Pump in as much elixir into your dark elixir infrastructure.
If you get to level 7, get your dark elixir storage with regular elixir.
Right.
Then leave it at the first level. Make sure it's only 10. It only holds 10. Leave it there. Then fill it and get your king. Now, the reason I say leave it there is if you want to use gems to fill the last part of it, you get anxious. You use way less gems by filling it to 10 grand than filling it to 20 grand, or keep it low till you get your king, and then dump it into the storage and boost it up.
I'd save those gems.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and I think that was,
'cause I did that.
That was the question last week from Sir Titus. Should I spend the gems?
Yeah.
Right now, I think the gems are more precious to get. You're out to. It's hard to get the elixir, and if you need it, I would hold off on using gems.
Yeah, gems, keep them.
Yeah, and do it that way. But and then pump in, because you're right. 10%, but fill it by 10%. You're going to end up not spending as many gems. But if you have a really high,
if you have a level 40, or high level, if you can hold 40K in dark elixir, you're gonna have to spend
a lot more gems,
way more gems to fill it just enough, to get it to that dark king. Leave it so you fill it to max, and it'll be wherever you get it to, fine.
So that's my new theory. I think I can see the next level of gameplay, because you got those people with those crazy walls, and it's like all of a sudden you can send things over them and through them.
Yeah, right. Crazy.
And so the higher the pumps, I think the better off.
Have you played with any Valkyries yet? Anybody give you?
No, I haven't upgraded the Valkyries.
I don't think anybody in our clan has them. I haven't seen them.
Somebody did, but I'm not sure how they work. But I think it's just like with those other troops. It's like unless you upgrade them, they're just not
Great
super
yet.
effective. That's why I'm putting it all into pumps, so that way every 10 days I can get the next.
I'd love to see a
next
68 Mr. T swarm go bouncing in there.
Yeah, like
hammering and stuff.
However,
just
level
pitying fools left and right.
Well, imagine when they're like level 3, and then they can take a bunch of hits, and you can send in, and then you upgrade, and then you have bigger army camps, and then you're saving more on elixir, and then it evens the playing field a little bit. keep going with your defenses, air, splash damage, anything like that. But
Splash damage is where it's at.
Yeah,
anything
mortars.
Splash damage, go for that.
And air defenses now, because that's getting to be more important with the swarms and
Get
stuff.
it up there to at least 3. I think air defense is maxed out at 7. Make sure to get it at least to 3 or 4. It's not that much. I think to get it to 5 is only 1,080,000. That's like the cheapest thing I have on the board. Actually, I didn't even realize that. I should probably start doing that.
Well, and that's why I've done some of the air defenses. But now when those barb swarms come in, I mean, I used to be afraid of dragons, but
dragons. Who uses dragons? It's just a waste of time.
It just takes a long time. Yeah,
just so long to make
It's awesome when you can make them for other people and then let them be in their clan castle.
Like when I am, shields on, I'll every barrack will make a dragon or a P.E.K.K.A. or even a healer, and then behind that, first just one dragon. Behind that, I'll run up queue up a line of barbarians. So the next time I go in and use the army that already exists, boom, there'll be all these dragons and P.E.K.K.A.s and stuff, and I can hand them out while I make my next army.
Or when you go to bed, and then you can, Also, I did find out last night that if you get a healer on the Dark Elixir King, he keeps healing them.
Oh, really?
Or Dark Elixir.
The King.
Yeah, the King. He will.
Oh, you can just walk right through everywhere.
Did all right, but
I was telling you that I had a king and a P.E.K.K.A. and a healer on them, and it was like half the board was cleared, and those are the only 3 guys I had living, and they just finished.
Yeah, if I would have known that, I didn't know what was in my castle at the time, and so if I would have known
there was a healer there.
Yeah, that there was a healer there, I would have made sure to take out the archer towers and stuff. So it didn't get as far as I wanted to, but
right.
So and I didn't like the king at first. I like him more. I want to get the archer queen. That's why it pumps, so that way it's just going, because it's like 10,000 for the level 2 minions, 10 days, so it's got a long time to wait. So I can upgrade those in the meantime.
Yeah, wait 10 days while you got your pumps at max. That's fine. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's my goal. That's what I've been working on. All right, so we're running a little bit short on time, so there's just a couple things left, and so Boneyard's got a couple more tips and tricks that he wants to share.
One is this old one. We've talked about it like on every single podcast. The hole, the hidden Tesla tower, and there's a hole there, and you can drop a guy there. I've noticed that now, even if the Tesla tower is there, you can drop a guy there, the Tesla tower will pop out, and you can still drop guys in there. Have you noticed that?
Yeah. I've noticed that.
Now, we were always talking about...
And people are booby-trapping them now.
Yeah, you got to take it out, but again, you just drop one guy in those holes to see what's there.
But, I noticed that with these new wall breakers, though, I throw them in there, and they go to the outside wall. But maybe that's not a bad thing if you want your troops to come in.
You can drop a couple of wall breakers and then wait for them to blow that wall, and then a couple more, they'll go the other way.
Yeah, maybe. But
test it out.
Yeah, I haven't.
The other tip I had real quick was for those guys out there that are dropping trophies, drop them in revenge. Go into your, I was going through my revenge thing, and I was getting high up there in trophies, and I was trying to save a lot of my golden elixir to do some stuff. So I didn't want to make a bunch of new enemies that could revenge me by dropping trophies on them. So I was going through my revengers to take what I could out of there, and I saw a guy that was lower level. I mean, he was a level 7, so I couldn't get an extra boost off him. And he had a good setup, and you could tell that he's never going to have any money for me to go and get. So I was like, screw it, I'm just going to drop trophies on this guy. I took out his builders for the achievement and surrendered, and I will never have to worry about that guy ever again. Dropping trophies in the revenge screen.
Yeah, because he can't revenge you back.
Yeah, you're not making new enemies. You're just wiping out. And again, you get to, because you go through your revenge list, online, shield. At least when you can give somebody, you're like, oh, this sucks. I can't get any from this guy, and probably never will. I'll just drop the trophy there and knock myself down 10 and 12.
Oh, yeah. I suppose that's a good...
And then, so dropping trophies...
Because then you're getting matched maybe with a lot lower player. And it's easy to do instead
Easier to get.
Yeah.
And so, always check out your revenges because...
Question for you. Does it cost gold to revenge?
No.
So there's another benefit.
Yeah,
for
go
doing that.
look around in your revenges if you need. Yeah, if you're dropping trophies, you don't waste money. Also, if you're going to go revenge, remember to go to the bottom of the list first, because the list is only so many spots long, and the ones at the bottom get kicked out. So you can revenge those guys, and then when you're not able to, after further attacks, make it worth your while.
All right.
You know what I mean? Go to the bottom.
I'm gonna
because the list is only so many spots long, and it'll kick out the people at the bottom. So take those guys out first.
Okay.
Or try to, if you can.
Yeah. I'm going to try doing some of that because that's like I said before, I'm not really a big on revenge, but that might be something that is really
once in a while
worthwhile.
you'll find a guy that has a haul, or a couple of times I found guys that got me good, and I built a special army to go get them. And then I waited.
Oh yeah, because you could see it beforehand,
yeah,
so you could build your special armies.
Oh, I need 3 wall breakers to get in this corner. And then I need a giant to take that thing out, and then I'm going to send in all these other guys.
Yeah, I never thought about that.
And you could really plan, instead of having the 30 seconds of, okay, how do I do this with what I have, you can build an army specific to going after guys.
Oh, that's awesome. I never, ever thought about that. That's cool. I'm going to try it this week.
The trick is to find a guy that's not online and doesn't have a shield, building an army, and then he still isn't online or still doesn't have a shield.
Right.
Because,
then you can maybe find another revenge that would meet the same.
Yeah, build a special army to go revenge somebody. Yeah.
Yeah. I never thought about the
because you don't have to worry about him coming back to get you, especially if he only got you for my town hall is outside my walls, so most of my revenges the guy got me for less than $2,000 of each.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna go smash this fool and
bash this nerd.
Yeah, I'm gonna go bash this nerd right up.
Okay.
And you go in there and you whack him right off and you're done.
That's what she said.
Well, yeah.
Oh God.
Why do you always gotta say that?
Why do you always have to go to whacking off?
It's a term. It's a verb.
Well, okay. All right. Back.
So it's fist.
Okay. Oh, God.
Anyway, those are my tips and tricks for the day.
Okay, and we'll have some more next week.
What else we got?
Well, I know that people out there listening are not necessarily the level that we're sitting at. And so, looking at the poll on the wiki, a lot of people started playing after Christmas. And one of the people that started playing after Christmas, or right around Christmas, was Lugia, one of the staff members from the wiki.
The wiki page, our friend Lugia.
So
Lugia, gradients, my friend.
So this week we were gonna have BD give a little bit of clan advice. We ran into a couple sound issues, so we're gonna try to get that
WBSMT radio on the fritz.
It happens, technology, man.
Yeah, right.
So we'll have him on next week. Hopefully talking about the clan, his clan advice, and maybe he'll respond to Titus's stuff. So also, that call is still out there about clans, what works good, what doesn't. Leave us a comment. I did a little interview with Lugia this week where he talks about his tactics and strategies.
Right on.
And so we're going to play that now. And here goes. All right, Lugia. So, we've talked about attack strategies and things like that on the show, and they are obviously changing as time goes on because every time an update comes around, there's new ads and things like that. So, I want to know what a typical attack, what is your troop makeup, and then how do you prepare? Do you train beforehand as you go into the next battle? How does it work?
Well, I play with 80 Goblin Raid, 5 Wall Breakers, 20 Barbarians, and 25 Archers, and I don't have anything prepared beforehand, because honestly I have no idea if I'm going to use any Wall Breakers, any Goblins, any Archers, or any Barbarians. It matters on the situation. So what I do have always in my spell factory is 2 lightning spells, which are currently going to level 3. And I use them to take out 1 mortar, which is usually the most nested. If there is a wizard tower in the middle, I take that out as well. But if there are 2 mortars and they're both in the center, I usually move on. I take out a mortar. If there's another one, I use a wall breaker and send in some barbarians to take out that, if it's near the edge. I focus on the splash buildings until they're all destroyed, and if there are a lot of resources, I send in my 80 Goblin Raid to take all of them out.
When you first start, do you test out mine or the pumps?
Only if I'm kind of skeptical. So say their storages look completely empty, but they have tons of gold and elixir, because there's that visual glitch which tells you that there's tons of gold, but it doesn't show you that there's tons in the mines or collectors. So if I am skeptical, I usually send in maybe 1 barbarian or archer and see if there is anything in there. If there is, then I go for the mines.
Can you give us a rundown of where you're at level
I'm at level 45, Town Hall level 6. I have full gold, half pink, so full level 5, half level 6 walls. Upgrading my last barracks to level 8. At the moment, I've maxed out my mortars and cannons.
Smart move.
Yeah, I have 2 level 10 elixir storages and 2 level 10 gold storages and 6 of each collector.
Somebody comes to you and says, Lugia, I need to know, what should I upgrade first?
If you were to focus on defenses, I would probably max out mortars for your town hall level and then go for arch towers and cannons. If you do have enough, I'd go for wizard towers because they're ridiculously expensive.
Now, how about in terms of troops?
Usually I max out 1 barracks to the max level or keep them at the same level if need be. Like if, for instance, I don't really need healers, so I max them, like I got them all up to level 7 and then I slowly move them to level 8. If you have like 1 barracks up to the max, which you want it at, I would focus on army camps because those extra 5 troop spots can kind of help.
Yeah, they make a big difference. Somebody upgrades their research camp or research building. Where would you start? What do you research first?
I usually go for the ones I use most. So for me, getting everything from level 2 to 3, I went archers, barbarians, goblins, and balloons, and then I just did whatever I could afford.
So here's the last question I'll ask you. You're at level 45. What would you tell somebody who is at a level 20, or what advice would you give them about attacks? What are the things that you learned throughout that time and through your time on the wiki, things that you maybe would have done differently over this?
Use the minimum amount of troops as you can, because tier 1s can be OP in swarms, and they don't take as long to make.
And so explain what a tier 1 troop is. I've been on the wiki, so I know, but I did not know that lingo until I went on the wiki. So tier 1 is?
Barbarian, archer, and goblin.
Okay, tier 2 is?
Giant, wall breaker, and balloon. And
wizards. And then 3 is?
Healers, dragons, and peckers.
So you would say use the minimum amount of troops possible?
Yes.
And that makes a lot of sense to me, because if I would just not start training the army before I go into the next one and come back and do that, I could go, you know what, I could just go in right here and get 20,000, come back, spend a minute, and then go back in and get another 20 grand instead of all or nothing. That's kind of my approach right now. That you don't have a standard army that you go into. You basically go out, fight, come back, and then adjust it at that point.
Yep. It kind of matters what I'm going for. So if I'm going for resources, I'll have higher goblins. If I go for, which I'm hoping to do after I max out Town Hall 6, if I go for trophies so I can get those 450 beautiful sparkling gems, I would focus on archers and barbarians, that kind of thing.
Final advice. You're, one of the people that maintain the wiki, you see a lot of stuff. Any pointers that you think people miss that they shouldn't?
Not really. On the wiki, there's such a range of strategy guides that they basically cover everything. But one thing I have noticed is that a lot of people go for trophies straight from the start. And that's one thing that I think people shouldn't do, because at the start you want to stay as low as you can so that you might get the odd high person who destroys you, but you don't get that continuous flow of people who murder you.
Okay. And so, yeah, I think the game's kind of built that way to say, hey, go for trophies. But, I think really what it is, you're playing the long game, right? I think that is a really good piece of advice, because, you said in the earlier podcast on episode 6 to start farming early. And, I think I know myself, I went for that 1250 trophies. And once you hit it, then it's all bets are off, and you're just going for those gems. It's not all about trophies. It's about the game and your camp and building, right?
Yep.
Pushing your trophy limit when you aren't properly defended kind of leaves you open for bigger attacks.
And much more when it comes to losing resources, because the higher they are, they're going for easy trophies.
All right. Okay. Well, thanks for the strategy.
No problem.
I think people will learn a lot from it. So thanks, Lugia, for that advice. And shout out to BD Gradients.
See? Gradients.
So, and you know what? I was talking to Boneyard about this after the interview, and I know this is common sense, but Lugia talked about it, about don't waste your troops. And so, and he says that he doesn't train any troops when he's gone. I started doing that, but then I started just doing the archers, because every time I go out and I attack, I use my archers.
Yeah.
So I only train archers while I'm gone.
While you're attacking. When
I'm
gone.
attacking. I always say gone, say pump, dark pump.
You take your full
politically or unclash or I'm Clash of
Spit
Clans.
it out, buddy. Spit it out.
I'm Unclash of Clans politically incorrect.
I don't know if that's the word.
Or no, Clash of Clans politically incorrect.
Sure.
Okay.
So what you're saying is that you take your full army that you made, of which is of various things.
Right.
You go attack with it, and because you may not use the giants or archer or giants or wizards, things that take a little longer to make.
Right.
You may not use them.
And they cost a lot of elixir,
more.
and elixir's precious right now.
Yeah. But you know you're going to use all your archers. So
Right.
So you have archers queued up in your barracks so that when you come back, there's a bunch made.
Yeah.
All right.
And and what I would take for the full army. So I've been doing that, and then I can go in and maybe send in. And I know this is common sense, and I don't know why I didn't do it. I know you. I think that this is your tactic, too, in some ways. But I've found that I can go in and just go, all right, I can get 40,000 out of the pumps with this many archers. I might as well do it, and I'm getting more that way. And so I thought that it was great advice.
You get I'm going to get 50 grand of each.
But
you're only going to spend, like $2,000 in barbs and archers. I'm just going to go in and peel off a little bit off this guy.
Yeah, and
maybe not a full bash, but just like a glancing blow.
Right, and I could do that with, because if I'm not worried about trophies, then it works really well.
Yeah.
But if I have an 85 grand army, and I go in and I clean up for 125, I'm only getting 40,000. So the trade-off, then you come back, your archers are done, you're ready to go again.
Yeah, right.
So
now for me, of course, with swarms, I just have constant barb archer and minions training. I mean, I just every time I come back, I run the queue back up to full, and I definitely try not to use all my guys. In each battle, of course.
And I've been better at that.
And and a lot of the times I am keeping my minions. And so the next time I go to battle, I'll have even more minions until you have like 100 minion swarm and you just go crazy with it. But and it's hilarious to watch it happen.
I want to try that.
It's fun, man.
Cool.
So I just keep them going. I just keep them queued up constantly, and they're always.
So then you're always.
I'm always making them. I come back. There's already 30 guys there.
Which doesn't work so well for me because I like to use my giants. I like to use, but that's
just a different gameplay. Yeah, that's just a different style. Yeah.
So awesome advice. Thanks, Lugia, for taking the time to do that. BD, thank you. Shout out to you too. Hopefully we'll have your clan advice on next week as we get that sound issue resolved. So
technical difficulties.
So I think that's about it for today's episode. We've talked about a lot.
Yeah, we have.
So remember, Supercell's coming, the interview's coming. So get your
comments in. Questions, comments. I'm asking everybody out there, what kind of new troop would you want?
Yeah,
Paul Hogan riding a crocodile. Yes,
and then maybe we'll ask the best ones.
We'll pick and choose.
We're not going to spend half an hour in the interview going,
how about a big dick? Get out of here, kid.
Yeah. So think creatively. Remember, the music challenge is still on.
Oh yeah.
And I know for a fact that some are in the works. So
really? Oh
yeah.
boy.
So
I want to be losing money.
Great program out there that's free to use. To download Audacity, you can do tons of stuff. Just make sure you download the Lame encoder with it, LAME. It's on the page. That'll export it as an MP3. So be creative.
Blah, blah, blah.
Make Boneyard poor. It's not about making me money. It's about draining Boneyard's pockets.
Yeah.
All right. So.
All right. All right. If it's worth a quarter.
Yeah,
it's worth a quarter.
Okay. Yeah. So I think.
So get your comments in. Get your comments at ClashClans podcast.com. Okay. So to wrap up, Mel Gibson was in Conspiracy Theory.
Oh, God.
Mr. T pooped his pants on a plane in South America. and Paul Hogan rocks.
Okay. And with that, I did. There's no real lead out that I can do. So thanks for listening, everybody. Thanks for commenting, being active on the blog. Give us a call, 424-27-CLASH. And we'll put you on there, answer your questions. It's fun to have voicemails come in.
Yeah, it's fun to hear from the fans in the stands.
Yeah. Check out the blog.
All right. Murdoch, you crazy fool, wipe my ass. Let's go.
All right.
I ain't getting on a plane.
Clash on, everybody.
Skilly beep 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 skilly beep.